I'm Mahina Wong. I graduated from 2022 with the IB Diploma here at CSS. I'm currently a second-year student here at the University of Birmingham, UK, studying drama and theatre arts. Thank you, CSS, for inviting me here today. Studying drama and theatre arts really taught me something called perspective. Similar to the TOK theory of knowledge in the IB, it's really carefully tailored around how you view something and how you answer something with critical thinking as well as logic thinking. And I think with that, it really taught me about how there is no right or wrong answer and there's no definitive answer to everything. And sometimes it's all about perspectives and opinions, which rises around why we need to collaborate with different people as well as why we study the arts to gain different perspectives on different things. For example, like social issues as well as like current news affairs as well. My last year in CSS was probably the hardest year ever because we were in lockdown in 2022 during our final exams. There was a lot of uncertainties that came with the exams as well. I completely lost it because there wasn't any social lives and I couldn't go out at all. So that was a huge struggle. I was really discouraged by my predicted grades in the first semester of year 2, and I think that really put me down a lot to question whether I was capable of finishing the final exams. But I think growing up and looking back at what I did, I think it really upskilled 2 things that are really important in life: perseverance and determination. Rather than seeing studying as a chore or for the exams, I took it as for learning new knowledge and to upskilling different factors of life. So for example, I studied biology and I was able to learn more about how COVID affected biology as well as like the community as well. And also how with studying, it's also the fact that knowledge is wealth, and the more we learn and the more we know is the more we get benefited from it. So, and as well as grades is just a number, it really doesn't define us for what we are and how much we know. Exams aren't the only definitive way of knowing whether we have or gained any knowledge from a subject, and I think that's something to bear in mind, especially for upper students, to know that the IB or the DSE is just a small part of your life that will help you grow in the process. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity CSS has given me when I was here and even after graduation. Something that really motivates me to come back is Mr. Churchill Lee and Ms. Nico Ma, the people and the staff. They were really nice to me, and Mr. Churchill and Nico really helped me grow as a person in terms of my professional development. They were the ones that ignited my passion in backstage management, and they were the ones that gave me the solid foundations of skill sets that I still use today on how to manage a large group of people, but also the basic skills of sound and light, which has been really useful in learning how to be a backstage manager in terms of in academia, but also in a career aspect such as internships. My earlier days in CSS was really hard, and luckily CSS teachers, especially our head of lower school, Ms. Tan Tan Chan, was really nurturing and kind to me during those periods of time where I was struggling. They didn't care about my imperfections and they wanted me to thrive in a community and an environment. So I'm really blessed to have those people to still help me today, and that's why I come back to pay them back for what they've done for me. During my time at CSS, I did a lot of leadership roles, such as leading CCAs, as well as joining different committees to be the chairperson. So for example, I was the house committee's house captain, but I also did a lot of external events with joint schools. So for example, I was the chairperson for Unity as well. One memory I really remember about being in CSS that created a large and positive impact was when I was the chairperson for the 2020 to 2021 Student Union, Alphia. Because we were in lockdown, we weren't able to do much events, but luckily we were able to hold our annual Spirit Week, which one day was held for the LGBTQ Awareness Day. So we had a lot of different facts and information on the LGBTQ community, just so students were more aware about who these people are, but also about the LGBTQ community as a whole and how we wanted to make a welcoming environment for students to be in. So luckily with our event, we were able to have lots of students support and their active participations and learning new things, but also being able to hear discussions amongst the students about how being in the LGBTQ is like and how certain stigmas or taboo information we talk about is not good. So I think hearing and seeing students being so active about discussing stuff like this really showed me how great of an impact it held on students. CSS is really equipped with the best technology for our events, and that's something that students should be really grateful for. We have amazing sound and light systems in the hall, but also in our drama room, so students are able to perform here. But also our growing theme room with our media equipment, such as cameras and backdrops, as well as our green screen room. So it really allows students to get hands-on experience when it comes to doing these things. And I think that really helped me professionally because I was able to learn how to use a sound system or a light console, and also be able to know how to manage a large group of people by the time I graduated. So when it came to learning these things in university, I already had a solid foundation of knowledge, which was really helpful. So I was able to catch up with what the industry standards are. In terms of being in a personal growth mindset, I think being able to do these projects and having so much freedom of trying to lead students to things I'm passionate about really helped me build my confidence as well as my perseverance to try different things and not let obstacles get in my way to giving up. Miss Tiffany Lowe, one of our drama teachers here at CSS, gave me a quote that I feel like applies to everyone: live lightly. No matter how big or small life gets, we have to embrace uncertainties and what might happen in the future. And it's also to not let mistakes and failure get to us and not to think that as a leading factor to why we don't do something. We have imperfections and obstacles are bound to happen, and I feel like the quote "living lightly" helps us remind that life only happens once, and do what you love what you do as well.